Hey everybody, Destin Legary here, and we're about to check out a behind closed doors demo of Crackdown 3. What are you showing us exactly?
So what we're showing you here is our brand new, for the first time ever, multiplayer version of Crackdown 3. So we're developing a whole new campaign game, fully playable offline, 4-player co-op online as well. But this is kind of the first look ever at what we're doing, our sandbox for our multiplayer Crackdown.
Cool, well I am super excited to see it. For more on Crackdown, you can go to crackdown.com or IGN.com. Let's check this thing out.
Yeah, so when we had the opportunity to create Crackdown 3 as a multiplayer experience for the first time, we thought very carefully about, what do we want to do if we bring lots of these agents together into a space? And Crackdown was always a very, very physical game. It was always about props, vehicles, using everything in the world as potentially a weapon or a shield. So we said, okay, the only thing that's not physical in Crackdown, in the original games, was the actual city in which you play. So we said, what if we make the whole environment in our multiplayer game completely physical? So that's what we started and said, well, if it's completely physical, it's actually going to be completely destructible as well. We thought that would be great. So we started developing a lot of technology that would allow us to do that. And we started with something as simple as a wall here, for example, which, if you fired a bullet in a video game, it's not physical. So this wall is physical. So every single bullet actually takes away a little bit of the geometry. And from a gameplay perspective, that's really cool. For example, you could be at the top of any building, and you want to create a little sniper's nest. And you want to keep it as small as possible, so what you would do is you would just carve out a little hole here, and you could use that basically as a sniper's nest. And that's really neat. That's really hard to do because it requires a lot of compute power and memory to achieve that level of fine destruction. But you also have to think about where you go from there. So if you start to give players that kind of power, what it means is they could do things like carve an actual shape, and if they did that, and I remove every part around the shape that I'm making there, then physically that bit in the middle you would absolutely expect to not be suspended in midair, but to fall out and be a physical shape by itself, like that. And that's what Crackdown is, so that would persist, I could pick that up and use that. So that's kind of cool, and you don't see that much in video games because of the problem of performance and memory. But what it also means is, and I'm going to switch to a slightly overpowered assault rifle here, it also means we can't wall players in anymore. So I'm just going to blast a part of this wall now, blast a bit more of it. And it means I can just create doorways and step through. So that's pretty cool, but like I said, it made us really think about, well, we have to think about how we actually build, game worlds now. So what I'm going to do now is quickly transport to another area of the map where my friends are, and we're going to have a look at that from a different perspective. Now imagine that. Imagine if I could create holes anywhere in the world and actually step through them. That means if we were to have a massive building like this, a typical Crackdown style building, it means we would have to be able to go into every single room in every single building. Every building would have to have space behind it and rooms inside it. And further than that, what it would also mean is that if I was to carve out this area I'm looking at, the whole base of this tower here, that whole tower then would have to fall down. And to do that requires, once again, a lot of memory, a lot of processing power to do that. But that's the kind of system we said, okay, we're going to be truly physical, we have to make all that happen. So even how we build a building like this in gaming would have to change, because typically they're just pictures, they're just geometry, there's actually nothing behind these. They're not designed to fall down. Whereas this building, because it has to fall down, it has to be structurally supported. So this building actually has a steel superstructure behind all the glass and all the concrete and all the metal. So what we'll do is, just to show that, we'll expose that. Now once again, I'm going to use a very overpowered set of bullets here to do a lot of damage for the sake of time. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to start peeling off all the exterior of the building, all the steel, all the glass, there's glass up there, all the concrete, and everything that comes off, by the way, in true Crackdown style, is completely physical. So there's nothing faked here. So as we start to peel this away, you'll start to see the steel superstructure underneath that's holding that building up. And basically we'll keep doing a lot of damage, and we'll actually show you that by destroying the whole of that whole building will fall down. And speaking of that, from a gameplay perspective, we think that's a lot of fun. So for example, my 3 friends are up there on that bridge. I can't get line of sight to them, but with my overpowered assault rifle here, what I can do here is just physically destroy that bridge and see them come crashing down with the bridge as well. And every part of that comes down is physical, and if it hits stuff on the ground, we'll smash the stuff on the ground as well. we get lovely cascade damage as well. So those kind of big parts there, if I shear those off and that hits that one, hits that one, hits that one, and it all comes crashing down. We're starting to see we're revealing a bit of the steel superstructure in the building there as well. So that's all great, and it's kind of cool tech, but we just wanted to kind of show you about the kind of work we're doing behind the scenes to make that happen. So I'm going to switch on a debug mode here and detach my camera and fly around, and you'll see that we've actually color-coded these buildings, blue and green there. And most online games, most multiplayer games, they run on a server. This game requires so much compute power to do this. It's actually running on multiple servers. So everything on the blue, on the left-hand side there, is actually on a different physical server to everything that's on the green building here. If I look behind me, everything that's in yellow is on a different server as well. So because we've kind of broken geographically the world up that way, we can keep on just plugging in these servers and adding as much of the kind of power needed physically to build this kind of world. The system's so dynamic and so smart that even if bits fall off the blue bits and they go over, they turn green when they transition dynamically in real time from one physical server to another. So I'm going to switch that off now and show you another kind of interesting tech system we've got here. So underneath, on the very top left, underneath my health bar, we've put up some bars. You'll see a green Xbox icon, or the one beside it. That bar is full. What that shows is, a full bar is how much of the local compute power we can use on our Xbox One to do physics. And even in this scenario, we max that out pretty quickly. And that's typically, what you might get in a typical kind of local campaign game on your Xbox. But as soon as we needed to handle this level of destruction and use more, the bars underneath it, like the cloud icon with the two beside it, we're now going out for the extra compute power for doing all this destruction. We're going out to the cloud and starting to use cloud compute to give us that kind of extra that extra compute we need for this. So as we do more and more destruction, you'll see the bar going up on the 2, and we've already been out there, and you can see earlier on we grabbed a 3. Now, eventually, as we do enough damage to the base of this building here, that whole structure will physically come down. So there it goes. Once you've done enough destruction, we've destroyed the superstructure, the whole thing comes crashing down. It's all physical, it's all real time. We can carry on destroying it while it's falling down. And there we've tipped over into using again our third cloud server just to handle that huge spike in physics. So again, from a gameplay perspective, especially for Crackdown, which is a very physical game, we could do some really fun stuff here. So this huge part of the tower on the left here, for example, we could have one of our crime lords at the very top of this building. In a true Crackdown style, I could use agility and start to climb up the outside of the building. Or knowing that there's an interior in every single floor, I could start to go up the way sneakily through the building just by blasting holes above me in each floor. Or we could say, let's have a lot of fun and let's kill the guy at the top of that tower by just taking the whole tower down with him in it. So with our overpowered weapons, we're just going to start to do a ton of damage now. And once again, you can see the compute bars going up and up, but dynamically we're just bringing more and more compute power to our game from the cloud. I'm going to detach my camera here now and just kind of fly up, give you a nice view of that, show it's all dynamic in real time. I'm just going to fly over to the left here and get myself a nice vantage point. And as we do attempt to bring this building down, just the way this building's styled, with all those kind of wings hanging off the left, adding a lot of weight to the left-hand side of the building, they're going to make that building fall down to the left-hand side. But quite easily, if we removed all that weight, we could make that building fall any way we want. It's all decided by physics, not by script. So I'm going to drop myself on this building here. And to speed things up again, we've actually rigged like a gas main all the way up this building. So we're going to do a bunch of damage to the base here and trigger that gas main and just do a ton of damage. So I will detach my camera again as that goes off. And now you see we start to do like a gas main explosion all the way up. Fully physical, different every time, because it's all being controlled by physics. And once again, we've pushed our cloud compute again, so now we're touching 5 cloud servers just to handle that spike there. Now I'm going to go back down again, and I'm going to switch to my rocket launcher, and we're all just going to whale on the very base of this building and bring the whole building down. And when that building comes down, we'll really be spiking the physics. You can see the superstructure exposed there. We've really done a lot of damage here, so I'm going to get ready to detach my camera as the building starts to go down, and there it goes. And even when that comes down, it's so solid, so much mass, it will smash into the building next to it, take that one down, smash into the building again, and start to damage the ones behind it. And once that's down, it's still fully physical, so you get very cool moments like, you know, there's one of the players there, now starting to use that as a kind of like a little ramp. So imagine a Crackdown if you can make your own bridges by just felling skyscrapers. And what we're going to do now is, just as a finale, just because we can, we've actually rigged a lot of explosive charges around a lot of the buildings around here. So what I'm going to do, just for fun, is start to set off all those explosions, detach my camera. The rest of the guys are going to just start wailing on all the buildings with rocket launchers. And we're going to see just how much damage we can do and how much the cloud compute now, as you can see, it's hit 6 there, 6 cloud servers. Just rack up and see how much we can draw on the cloud for how much destruction we can deliver. And this, by the way, goes all the way to the edge of the city, which is as we extend the city, we just add more and more cloud compute to handle destruction right out to the edge of the vista. There you go, we're peaking about 9 servers now. Our record, I think, is around about 14, so we'll see if we can beat that. So once again, we think this is kind of like a gameplay / technical demonstration of what we can do with the new Crackdown 3 multiplayer mode. And we hope it gives you some idea of kind of how excited we are about how we can make, for the first time ever, a truly physical multiplayer game, and one that, if you want to, you can actually raise the entire city in which you're playing. So, thanks for watching.
And I am taking the controller now. They're going to let me blow up everything. First thing I'm going to do is mess with other players, because that's what we're going to do when we get online, right? We're going to mess with the other guys. They're trying to help me blow stuff up, but yeah, I'm going to blow up their building instead. Oh no! So it's pretty traditional Crackdown controls. We got a jump, we got our kick buttons, and yeah, we have rocket launchers and such to blow up buildings. So Dave, where do you think I should go first?
I would try and the bridge. Just stand there, look up, and go for the bridge. Whoa, go for the bridge above. It's kind of nice bringing it when you're right.
Hey, there's a player too.
There's
so
a player
that's
too.
exactly how I would play.
And here he comes.
And there's all the debris falling down, hitting everybody. Fire. I'm gonna make a hole in this building and see what happens. So this is actually on a different server you showed us earlier?
Yeah, that's right. So you're just kind of moving from server to server when you're doing this.
Now you actually have the keyboard in your lap. You said you're going to give me some super duper power.
Just for a few seconds, I'll give you a treat, and I'm going to level you up, Crackdown style, and your rockets are now a little bit more powerful.
Awesome. Let's see what happens now when I blow this up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
That's quite a bit more.
Yeah. A little bit bigger explosion. There it goes.
I didn't take long with that one. Move, move.
All right, let's try the bigger one and see how many superpower rockets this one takes. This is so cool. So it's all power of the cloud?
All power of the cloud. That's the only way you can do that kind of complete physical destruction. And if you look up, then what will happen is you'll start to
fire one up there.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good shot.
I think that was the gas main. Oh, I would move again.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you're so cool.
Gotta play it cool. So I'm hoping that we can take out this bottom structure and watch this.
You can take the bomb, yep. We've given you, like I said, a very powerful rocket, so you should be okay. So you're almost done.
Pretty quickly.
Get ready to look up, though. You don't want to miss the spectacle.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes.
Now I gotta move. Boom, and it takes out that other building over there. And this one's gonna go, so I'm gonna help it out a little bit.
Yeah, those rockets are a little bit OP for you. Oh my god, yep.
This is really exciting. So what kind of challenges are you dealing with now? You've got an amazing tech demo, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot of gameplay challenges, making it as much fun as possible. So things like, you know, even what you see there, a ton of debris. From a technical demo perspective, we want to leave all that to show you we can actually, everything is there. So yeah, we're not hiding anything. But then obviously we've got to think about good gameplay ways to, you know, to munch that rubble up, to traverse over it.
Rubble.
Yeah.
You got to deal with so like I'm kind of stuck in it now. I can blow it up.
You can
get it off of me.
It's not tuned for this kind of gameplay.
But yeah, look at all this
now,
damage that we've done just in a few seconds.
You detach the camera,
Yeah.
and fly around, you'll get a better view of the damage. And then what I can do is I can set off those final charges again. I kind of just show that. So if you want to kind of go up the way with the left stick.
Move up.
And I will now say when, and I will start to trigger.
Right, I'm going to get a little higher.
Okay.
Get to the high point. All right. Where should I look first?
Round to your left.
Over here?
Where all the debris is. Yeah, we kind
Down here?
of rigged it around
So
there.
there's all the destruction.
Oh, what you need to do is,
Oh, I need to exit first?
yeah, you need to go in a
Hit
building
start,
like
right?
there. Just start.
Whoa.
Okay, just
I'm not good at this
just
whole
go
camera
fly
thing.
now. I've said it anyway. There
Oh,
you
okay.
go.
No.
I did it when you were falling.
All right, so everything's blowing up.
Yeah.
More debris. There's another explosion. There's the tower we blew up before. I'll go all the way around. I'm going to drop back into the world. Fire rocket at the building. Yeah, so what are like some problems? Like, I imagine that when a bunch of people are playing this game and they're all hitting your servers all at once, that it might cause a few problems. Like, how are you going to address that? You just have like a huge server farm?
Well, we have Microsoft Cloud. It's probably one of
okay.
the biggest server farms in the world, right?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty, that's a massive system, and that's what we're tapping into. So it's pretty much the same structure as any online game. So we're pretty confident.
Cool. All right, I'm going to build up one more building and then call it a day. Oh, that is so satisfying just to watch it all come tumbling down. I'm very excited to blow up more. Thank you for showing us this amazing Crackdown.
My pleasure.
Behind closed doors.
Great.
For more on Crackdown, be sure to keep it locked right here on IGN.